Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody's having a good day and have had a good day. I didn't have a video for the games that are going on right now just because I honestly didn't find anything that I liked. And even if I did post the ones that I had, they quickly got taken off. Some of the players didn't even play. So I just didn't want to force any picks. Yes, I can make a video over like one or two picks, but I just went ahead and posted them on the Discord whenever gameplay came out. So if you haven't joined that, go ahead and join that. It's completely free for those that want to join. Like I said, sometimes I post picks on there. People talk about their own slips, their own lines, and just people talk about other sports. So like I said, if you want to join that, you can go ahead and join that. But when I'm making an early video just because I won't be able to post it later tonight. The matchups as well are weird because it's a lot of smaller teams where you can't get much data from. But even then, I still found some that I did like, so I'll get straight into those. And the first pick is Mauro Icardi to go higher than 3 shots. Playing away from home for Galatasaray, going up against RFS. He's had 3 plus in 4 out of 5 games, and last season he averaged 3.5 shots per 90 in the league, 3.64 in the Champions League, and in 2 games in the Europa he had 2.5. And the reason why I'm taking him over Osimhen is because there's doubt whether he'll even play the game or start the game at least. He got injured, got subbed off, I believe, right after the second half started. And he's in doubt for this next game. And he's had a history of injuries, so I don't see why they would risk playing him and starting him at least against a weaker opponent like RFS when they can just stick Icardi up top like how they did last season and how they have so far. So I don't see Osimhen starting. He could come off the bench, but I don't see him starting. Even if he does play, I still like Icardi regardless. RFS, when they played their first game, they played away and lost 4-1, and they gave away 18 shots to FCSB, which is a team in Romania. So if they give 18 shots and 4 goals conceded to a Romanian team, Galatasaray can do the same, if not better than that. He's very involved in the attack. He's a versatile striker, and I think 3.0 is too low of a line for him. I think they're underestimating them, and I think they might be including this line like this, assuming that Osimhen will play. But in my opinion, I don't think he will start. So I like this line. I like Mauro Icardi to go higher than 3 shots. My next prop is Edin Dzeko to go higher than 2 shots, playing away from home for Fenerbahce, going up against Twente. He's had 2 plus shots in 4 out of 5 games, and so far this season in the league, he's averaged 4.28 shots per 90, 4.84 last season, 3.69 in the Conference League last season. He's a very versatile striker. In the league last season, he took 61 with his right, 51 with his left, and 35 headers, so he can literally shoot with either foot. All of his shots are just close to 50-50. He can shoot with either foot, and he's 6'4", which is why he gets those 35 headers. He wins 67% of aerial duels, and I mentioned that because one of the weaknesses is aerial duels, so Dzeko can also exploit that weakness that they have as well. And Manchester United, although they didn't win, that's just Manchester United. You can expect that from them. But either way, they took 19 shots against them. And I think they're just overestimating Twente because of how they played against Manchester United. But Fenerbahce, I think they can do this even better than what Manchester United did. And Dzeko's a pure striker. He's been doing it for years now. And I say 2.0 is too low of a mark for him. So like Edin Dzeko to go higher than 2 shots. My next prop is Guglielmo Vicario to go higher than 2 saves, playing away from home for Spurs, going up against Ferencváros. He's had 2 plus in 4 out of 5 games, and Spurs in general, this season, last season, just in general over the last 5-10 years, have always had a leaky defense. So far he saved 73.7% of the shots he saved this season, which is good and an improvement from 64.3% last season. And Ferencváros had 3 shots on target away from home to Anderlecht, and now they're playing at home. And another reason why is because Spurs, first of all, Udogi's injured on the left. They've been playing Ben Davies, who's leakier defensively than Udogi. Udogi's a much better defensive player in my opinion, with much more energy. They very likely, just like last game, start Berval in the midfield, which is he's 18, he's very young as well, and they're very likely to also start more in attack with another youngster. So there could be chemistry issues, could be young players that don't know what to do, they don't have their full defense and stuff like that. So I feel like there's space and just opportunities for Ferencváros to exploit Spurs in general, because they do have some injuries as well. And Tottenham, even with those injuries, are still more likely to take the lead than Ferencváros. So I can see Spurs defending trying to control the ball and Fed and Val's catching him off the counter attack. They're top of the league. They've won all 6 games, not having drawn a single one in the Hungary League, which is for a reason. And this is the first game that they were playing in the Europa League this season, and they're gonna want to take advantage of that. They're gonna be hungry after losing their first game. In general, not seeing 2.0 is too low of a mark for one. A leaky Spurs defense, a very likely rotated Spurs team in general, and I just like this line. I like Vicario to go higher than 2 saves. I want to give a quick shout out to my partner Underdog. You can use code Maikito, linked in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. I also have the YouTube membership. When I mentioned earlier about the giveaway, that one guy never responded, so I try to give him another chance. But next video, I'm still gonna draw somebody, one of the members, and you guys will get your membership paid for. That guy never answered, so I'll just do that as well. And for those that don't know, it's completely optional. You still get the content with or without it. But first of all, it's a great way to get the content before anybody else. It's a great way to get the plays before they get taken away, but avoid potential bombs. And it's also a great way to support the channel. So if you did use that, I really appreciate it. And also I have my other codes like PrizePicks, Fliff, and Cashapp if you want to use those. And I really appreciate anybody who supports me in any way. I have a couple money line plays that I like, and the first one is the Roma money line, playing away from home, going up against Elfsborg. Roma have picked up the pace after their pretty slow start in the beginning of the season. They're undefeated in their last 5, but 3 of them have been draws. They're still playing against tougher opposition compared to Elfsborg. They've won 2 of them. Like, they're still undefeated in the last 5 regardless. And Elfsborg, in their game when they played, they scored 2 goals from 2 shots on target, which will not happen again, especially against Roma. They were expected to score 0.24 goals. Elfsborg were last game, so those goals shouldn't even have gone in general. So they're not even that good of a team. And Roma, they tied their first game in a game where they could have won and should have won against Bilbao. They're a much better team, and there's no injuries, no real major injuries for Roma, so they're fully fit. There's no reason for them to not be able to win this game, and it's not the same Elfsborg team that got them qualification for this tournament in the first place, and it was really mainly because of their defense. They conceded 26 from 30 games last season, which is less than a goal a game, but so far in 5 less games, they've conceded almost 10 more goals. They've conceded 35 and 25. And I think it's a good game for Roma to go out there and pick up 3 points with great attacking options like Dybala, Dolfbeek, good defense as well. And I just think they're Elfsborg is no match for this Roma team. So like the AS Roma money line against Elfsborg. And then the second play that I like is the Galatasaray first half 3-way money line going up against RFS. I thought about taking their second half, but when you get better value with their first half, and they've gone over in all of the last 5 out of 5 games. They've hit this every single game so far, and they have a great attack with Icardi, Mertens, even Demirbay in the midfield, who's underrated. Atgun, they picked up Salai from Freiburg, so they have a lot of great attacking options, and that's without counting Osimhen, who may or may not start. And RFS conceded 2 goals in the first half in their first game against FCSB, the Romanian team. Like I mentioned, Galatasaray is a much better team than them, who can do the same, if not more. And they've been doing it against better opposition in the last 5 games. And they're not used to, RFS is not used to playing big teams and good players like the ones that Galatasaray have. In the league last season, they went over this mark in 23 out of 38 games, hitting 61% of the mark. And again, against better opposition, they scored 41 goals in those 38 games. And the main reason why is also their defense, only conceding 8 goals in those 38 games in the first half. So they have a great defense and they have a good offense. And it's another game for Galatasaray to take advantage of, because they have this game and one more in which they have good matchups before they play like tougher oppositions. I believe they play Tottenham as well. So they need to pick up points where they can, and they need to do it here. And they've been doing it in the first half a lot, and you get better value here. They're good at taking set pieces, which also correlates to them being good at aerial duels. They're good on the counter attack. They're good at through balls, and they're really good at finishing their chances. And that's all. They're gonna have opportunities in the first half, is whether they take advantage of them. And I believe they will against a much weaker RFS team. So I like Galatasaray first half 3-way money line against RFS. Quickly going over last video's picks. Overall, not that great of a day. Undorf, 3.5 shots. He had 3 within like 30 minutes. Did not take another one the whole game. There was even one where he took one, but they counted it as a cross, which they shouldn't have. So honestly, they should have hit, but for some reason the stats just didn't count it. Leao Harden 1.5 shots. He took one, Didn't get the second one. Rafinha higher than 3 shots. He even got bumped to 3.5 as I was making the video or after it got posted. That one still hit. Sommer lower than 0.5 goals allowed. That one hit as well. Holland 2 shots on target. He ended with 2, so that one was good. Money line wise, got 1 right, 2 wrong, and the one that I got right was the first half over 1.5 for the Barcelona game. And then with 3, Bosa scored, Leverkusen, AC Milan. I said Leverkusen was going to score. It was just dependent on AC Milan, and they couldn't find the back of the net. They had like 4 or 5 shots on target, so they had the opportunity. They just couldn't put away their chances. And then Stuttgart money line against Sparta. They tied that game in a game that they should have won. So player prop wise, wasn't that bad. Got 3 that were either hits or pushes and 2 misses, so that one wasn't bad. But money line wise, I was doing pretty good on those, but had a 1 and 2 day and over there. So it depends which picks you played. Could have done well, could have not done as well. So could have been a much better day. I expect more from myself, and hopefully I can do better in tomorrow's slate. If I do have any added plays, I will add them in the pinned comment in this latest video as well. Usually about an hour to 30 minutes before the games actually start, and I likely will because there weren't as many props as I would have liked to have seen, but there were still plenty to choose from and some that I did like, which is what I went over. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.